guys, mblohr here, and welcome back to another episode of the Magiclicas Writer's Room, episode 7. This is going to be the final episode for season 1 of the Magiclicas. This will be talking about the 3 final episodes for the Magiclicas. I originally thought it was going to be 2, and that's what we had planned, was 22 episodes, but we just had so much content that Jakey decided to kind of shove some more into an episode 23. So let's talk about season 1 for a second here, and we're gonna go over some comments from those episodes and just basically the theories, like some theories about season 2 and maybe some uncovered secrets and truths that we discovered from season 1 that we'll be talking about more in season 2. So let's get into it. So first comment is from episode 21, and it's from Luna Bloom. Oh my god, yes, I loved it. I wonder what Melissa's going to do. I hope she goes to her father's hideout and tells him off. Melissa is known for doing these things, being super brave and just like going out and, you know, confronting people, I guess. While I agreed that she would do something like that, I feel like that's not probably the best solution for her right now. This is a very intense situation, and I think just rushing in and complaining to her dad would not be the best solution, but I think that would be an interesting scene to watch. So these next few comments are going to be from a few different people, and they're basically all saying similar things. So it is the idea that Miss Canaday is the cloaked figure. So we have this comment, we have this comment, we have this comment, and this one. So you can go back and pause and just like read all of these. But essentially, they're all saying, hey, I suspect Miss Canaday because of different things that she's doing, you know, like different things that she has done. So, it would make sense if it was her. She comes from a family of dark magic users, which kind of like demonstrates that, you know, maybe she might, be able to use dark magic, and also that, Jax was familiar to the person in the robe, and if the comm found out who it was, that wouldn't be good for that person. And there's also a theory of like, well, it's usually like the person you least suspect and not the most obvious person. But that would kind of be contrary to her being it. I don't know. I feel like as a writer, I guess for me, it's like, oh, this is so obvious, but you know, it might have been written in a way that you guys are like, whoa, that's crazy, I never saw that coming. So maybe not. If you have watched the first episode of season 2, you would know at this point that, like, you know, it's kind of revealed that, like, she definitely did those things. Maybe this thing with Kaya, she might have had help or whatever. A lot of what's happened is kind of her fault. Alright, so this comment from I Draw Things. Okay, so it has a lot about Jax. If Jax can copy Melissa's powers, what's the point of needing her? That's not basically what he needed her for. He didn't need her because she could manipulate sound waves. He needed her because she is a Micella. She is the daughter of a Magiclica and a Cipher. So, because of who she is able to unlock the guard, or like the ward that is on the white stone, and that's why she can break it, and that's why Jax couldn't do that. I do like the question about Jax's abilities, like if he can steal abilities, does he have them for like forever, or is it just like a limited amount of time? I can't answer that with 100% certainty, simply because, you know, I don't know what Jakey's plans are for this character, but I definitely think that we will be able to explore that in season 2 and see, you know, what the limits of his powers are. Maybe he is like super powerful, and we see that journey of him discovering how much power he really has. We're definitely excited to explore that with him and, you know, just see how he develops that further. So I believe that is all from episode 21, and now we're going to move on to episode 22. So this first one from Hey It's Sakura Chan, I think I'm saying that right, I hope I am. You know how they sang, "This is the greatest show"? Me, yeah, it is. This was such a fun song to sing. Oh my gosh, I love The Greatest Showman. It is like one of my favorite movies right now, and I've watched it so many times. That is like my dream role, of being like Hugh Jackman, like Anyway, thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate that. We put a lot of work into the Magiclicas, so for people to leave comments like that really means a lot. So next comment from Falling. Interesting name. Yeah, cliffhanger, of course. Gotta go with the cliffhanger, of course. You can't end Magiclicas episode without a cliffhanger. It just doesn't work. I wonder what the necklace amulet Mr. Foley gave Melissa is supposed to do. I guess we already found out about that. Basically, it was supposed to, like, inhibit her powers, or, like, inhibit her from being able to use any kind of magic, which, like, prohibits her from accessing the ward. And I know that I said, like, oh, that's, you know, it's not through magic, you know, it's just, like, who she is. But she also has to, like, use some sort of, like, magic to break it, right? We saw in previous episodes when they tried to do, like, the fake White Stone, she had to, like, be focused on it and had to have people, like, channeling power through her. So she had to be able to use power, but, you know, Jax couldn't do it because, you know, he's not that person. He's not a Micella. So that's basically how that works. They suspected Miss Canada, which is where everyone else is at, pretty much at this point. But they were like, oh, it's Principal Lawrence, because, like, she's apparently in two places at once. That might be, like, a cinematic thing. Like, maybe you saw her in one place, in one scene, and the next scene we see the black-robed person somewhere else. But that doesn't mean that they're happening at the same time. You've never seen them in the same room. Unless you literally see them in the same room, probably still possible. Because, you know, she is a magic user, she can do things. And also, we don't know the timeline. We don't know how much later the next scene was, or maybe it happened before. No, I don't think we would do that. But you don't know the actual, like, timeline of when these scenes are happening. It doesn't say, like, at the same time, meanwhile, you know? Like, it's just the next scene. Alright, so finally we're going to move on to the last episode, because I have, like, 5 minutes left on my battery, and I don't want to, like, kill it. So this person is saying, how is Kaya the black-robed figure? It all points to Miss Canada, but even Ichiro said, you know, traitor, blah blah blah. But then it shows Kaya being arrested in the robed figure, or in the robe, and she wasn't protesting her innocence, or she wasn't saying, "Hi, I'm innocent." Oh, also this is from the Unlucky 13. I forgot to mention that. But she wasn't saying, "No, I'm innocent. Don't take me in." She was like allowing herself to be captured. What if there were two robed figures, one that was doing some things and one that was doing another thing? That could be a possibility. Maybe Kaya was, you know, a robed figure in some instances, and then Miss Canada was a robed figure in other situations. There's also the theory of why are Chase and Ichiro merging? Why is their energy, you know, forming together? The idea that next season they'll either be sharing a body, or it'll be like Chase's body, but he's like mind controlled by Ichiro, or like Ichiro is the one that's like steering it, I guess. So very cool. I guess we'll see what happens in season 2 and see how that whole Chase Ichiro thing plays out, what's going on with that. This one from Nyx the Undead. So just like their basic reactions to everything. A lot of spoilers for anyone who read the comments before watching the video. And then I love this one. The one girl gets arrested, Kaya. What in the flying fruitcake? Me too, honestly. And then when we see the energy of Chase and Ichiro merging, for the love of God, please don't become an evil Chase. My heart couldn't handle that. Like I said before, I guess we'll see where that ends up. This one from Blazingle. They want you to think that Kai was the road figure, but really it's Miss Canada, since 1, she studied dark magic, 2, she was the leader of the Equality Club. I don't see how that was a factor, but okay. 3, Ichiro called her a traitor, but that's just a theory. A Magiclical theory. Wait, a Magiclica theory. Whatever, man. I like the game theory reference, absolutely. More clues towards Miss Canada, I suppose. So great comments there. You know, I think it's revealed at this point that, like, Miss Canada is kind of behind a lot of what happened, and she kind of set up the Sparrow and basically threw Principal Lawrence under the bus in a way and forced Melissa to make her out as the hero that saved the school. And so now she's principal. So now we'll see how that goes down, as well as between Melissa and Miss Canada. This is a new dynamic that they've never had, where they've been at each other's throats, basically, and just like, they have dirt on each other. And we're basically waiting until one of them reveals what they know about the other person. So that'll be interesting to see this tension between them. And also this dynamic between Kaya and Miss Canaday. We find out that Kaya is helping Miss Canaday in a way to try and keep her or take the fall for her. We see her walk in on something that Miss Canaday is doing, and so that's kind of why it leads to her helping her. Remember to keep watching this series. If you do like this series when I analyze the episodes, make sure to hit that like button. I'm thinking 10 likes if I want to continue this series. Just let me know what you think. That's going to be it for the episode. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, leave a comment with your feedback, subscribe for more. If you like what you see here, go subscribe to Cute Chicken and make sure you are still watching these episodes. They are coming out every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys later.